See her.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our annual meeting. We're going to start with something a little different. Well, not a little different. We're going to start with the opening with a pledge of allegiance, please. Everybody stand up and have hats on, big law. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Excuse me. I'm going to read the introduction. He said, it's about Raymond, a resident of the town of Sullivan in the county of Hancock. In the name of the state of Maine, you are hereby required to notify and warn the voters of the town of Sullivan in said county of Hancock, qualified by law to vote in town affairs. To meet at the Sullivan Town Office, 1888, US Highway 1, Sullivan, on Tuesday, the 9th day of June, 2026, at 7:30 in the forenoon, and then there to act on Articles 1 and 2. And the polls will close at 8 p.m. I'm going to give you guys the results of those polls, and then we'll go from there. The moderator was elected, and Joseph Marshall was elected with a 6-4 vote against Scott Keenan. Joe was not able to complete his service, so a deputy moderator was elected. Sandra Blanchett was elected 8-2 over John Keenan, and Sandra Blanchett will be a moderator tonight. Question 1 was for select board members. Jill Deming had 101, John Keenan 74, Michael Pinkham 196. Then it was the write-ins with 1 vote apiece and 41 blanks. So Michael Pinkham was elected second starting July 1st. Question 1 was on the cannabis ordinance. And yes votes at 237. No votes was 156, 23 blank votes. So the cannabis ordinance was passed. Question 2 was a harbor maintenance ordinance. There was changes adopted, and the yes votes was 273, no votes 156, blanks were 35. The last vote was for the school budget. Yes votes was 248, no votes 162, and 13 votes were blank. That was just for the town of Sullivan, but it was overall adopted by the RSU 24 regions. That's the results of the voting. That's questions, Articles 1 and 2. I'm going to turn it over for the rest of the warrant to Sandra Blanchett, the moderator. Sorry.
All right. Just so you know, I live in Orland. I don't have a dog in this hunt or a horse in this race, so you vote what you want to vote. I'm not going to try to tell you because I don't know. What am I doing that is not parliamentary? That's what a point of order is. Please explain what I've done. What we've done that's not parliamentary. Please go to the microphone.
My name is John Keaton. I made a promise to a lot of people that this is going to go smooth and quick and everything. The point of order is we're a statutory town. We follow Maine statutes of the Maine State Constitution. Under the Maine State Constitution, under Chapter 121 of the Title 38, meetings and elections, under the subsection 2526, the choice and qualification of town officials. Under 6B, a town, if it elects a board of assessors, may designate one member as chairman of the board. If no person is delegated as chairperson, the board shall elect by ballot a chairperson from its own member. So the town gets to elect the chairperson. So I'm making point of order that the town has the right to elect the chairperson, since our chairman is now no longer going to be the chairperson as of July 1st. So under the laws of the state of Maine, it's put forward to the town, and the town can either choose a chairperson, or the town can choose not to elect a chairperson. But it's the town's decision under the Maine state constitution. Thank you.
And which article does this apply? Because I'm supposed to do these articles.
It's under Article 2,
Article 2.
under in election, in the electing of a select board member. So it's in the process of the election. So it falls under election 2. As of right now, I requested from the deputy moderator, when Article 2 was officially closed. That has not been provided by the deputy moderator yet. Article 2 is still open. So in the reading by the clerk of the results of the election, now it goes through to the town, and the town has a right that should not be taken away from them.
All right, you made your point very clear. You may talk. I will ask this.
I'm nominating Mike Oscar to be chairman of the select board.
I second.
I would like you to wait a moment, please, because I'm going to do that a little differently. If anybody wants to have an election here, instead of letting it do like we've always done, please signify by raising your hand. Show of hands, you want an election. Okay, show of hands who want to get this show on the road and don't want an election. All right. To instruct this, no.
Excuse me,
I'm
Mr.
sure.
Moderator, I have a right to ask if there's 7 members that want to go ahead with the election, that we shall go ahead.
There's 2.
Well, I'm one, there's 2, there's 3.
You would do it like
Anybody else?
You have to do it right now. Okay, there's 3. Now, next.
And the decision is for the record, so that it's being documented by the clerk.
For the record, and I would suggest next time you talk to your town clerk or whoever sets up this, and tell them you want that in this.
You know, following the laws is our God-given right. You telling me to do something other than follow the law doesn't go.
Okay.
You know,
To select,
It's trying to give everybody an order.
there is a name. Instruct the selectmen to appoint all other town officials. That is number 3. Do I have a motion? Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of instructing the selectmen to appoint all other town officials, please. Do you have blue cards?
Yes.
Yeah. All opposed? Abstentions? This passed. To see if the inhabitants of the town of Sullivan will vote to authorize the selectmen to sell property at public auction or by advertised sealed bids, except shorefront property for which a public hearing would be held prior to being sold, and to convey titles obtained under tax deeds and under deed of conveyance to the inhabitants of the town of any land and or buildings, including trailers, in lieu of payment of taxes. The selectmen have the power to authorize redemption and reserve the right to accept or reject any or all bids.
Thank you.
Okay. All in favor? Do you have a blue card? He's discussing, I'm sorry.
I just want to point out, once again, John Queen, and I'm going to make this quick with these minutes ago. Under the state law of tax acquired property, if a tax acquired property has to be listed by law through a real estate agent. So prior to the town getting acquiring the properties that they seize from taxpayers that no longer can afford to pay the taxes, gets the property seized, by law, it has to go to a realtor to be sold at market value. Then if it's sold at market value, then it goes, then funds that are above market value, above the taxes, that goes to the state of Maine. It doesn't go to the town. It goes to the state of Maine. The only thing the town gets is what the taxes are and any costs involved to the town. And that is the law. So by adopting this, I recommend that we table this until we find out how it is conflicting with the laws of Maine.
Any other discussion?
You should give the motion, maybe, anybody?
Yes, that's why we could have discussion. We can have discussion before the motion's been made. All right, I see no more hands up for discussion. Remember, you can vote no if you want. You don't have to say yes. So, all in favor of Article 4? All opposed? Motion carries. To see if the town will vote to authorize the selectmen to accept on behalf of the town unconditional gift of property and or donations that they feel are in the town's best interest to accept. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? All opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. It's just my glass will be just right, I'll tell you. To see if the town will vote to authorize the selectmen to dispose of town-owned property under such terms and conditions as they deem advisable. Okay. Now you may speak.
Just want to say that you keep bringing these rules up that you want to do them very bad. There's too much of an open field of play in this.
Oh, what?
There's no accountability to accept this, to accept that. And I don't see anything about accept this while the town knows about it.
You want to answer that?
It is a question.
Could you state it as a question, please?
Just, you guys are just willy-nilly doing what you want without any accountability. There's no kind of forms or documentation or accountability in any.
Well, that's what happens with software being existing.
Well, that's the problem with the word trustworthy consultant.
He said, if you didn't hear it, he said, the select board meetings are open. When we go.
Wait a minute, I'll speak again.
Isn't that what you just said?
That's what I said.
We ran afoul. Every time we go to a select board meeting, we're told we can't talk unless it's what about type of select board meeting. But we'll come to an annual town meeting, and you'll say that if there's a problem, take it up with your select board. Your select board don't want you to be opinionated at their meeting. So they want you to schedule. You just can't go and talk.
No, you were talking about acquiring or disposing
No,
of
that's
property.
what you
That-
said.
That would be.
You said, bring it up to me. That's what I'm replying.
You're talking when you hear yourself talk.
You quit, you're drunk.
Discussion. Real quick.
You should quit.
Mind your manners or repeat with friends.
My name,
Him,
okay,
I don't even know who this person is.
that's Jerry, or,
I'm sorry, you're over.
member of the town, he has a right to speak.
He has a right to speak, but he doesn't have the right to be disparaging. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't be disparaging. Speak like civilized human beings, okay? Speak.
I'm not a dog. Come on. I just want to say that, under this article, and that's what we're talking about. To see if the town will vote to authorize the selectmen to dispose the town-owned property, once they own it, of course, under such terms and conditions as they deem advisable. And I would advise that they just follow the law. Thank you.
You do understand what I was talking about, don't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Me? How is that?
We just continue.
Okay, we'll continue. All right.
Stop.
Number 6. It's
What's the
been moved and seconded.
What's wrong?
All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. To see if the town, you can see, to see if the town will vote to authorize the selectman and treasurer to issue interest-bearing negotiable promissory notes issued for capital improvements of the town and for the purpose of funding or refunding certain notes of the town now due or to become due during the municipal 2006, 2007 year, and to fix a time within that said securities are to become due.
Well,
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of this motion? All opposed? Abstentions? I'm bad at the word abstentions. Number 7 passes. Number 8, to see if the town will vote that the 2026 taxes will be due on or payable to the tax collector as soon as the tax collector receives the warrant, and to charge a 7% per annum interest on all unpaid taxes commencing 120 days after the commitment date. Second, okay. Been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Number 8, how do you vote? Put up your, there you go.
In favor?
Great. All opposed? And abstentions? The motion carries. Number 9, to see if the citizens of Sullivan will vote to pay for the tax abatements from overlay. Explanation. The selectmen as assessors are authorized to raise overlay under Title 36 MRSA, Section 710, but require voter authorization to spend overlay. Overlay can't be more than 5% of the tax commitment. So moved. Second. I'm assuming you all understand that? You're so good, you're ready. Okay. All in favor? Opposed? Town will vote to authorize the tax collector to accept prepayment of taxes and to vote to pay 0% interest on said prepayments. Second, is there any discussion? It's like at an auction. I saw your hand. It's hearing none. Please vote on Article 10. Opposed? Abstentions? Article 10 passed. To see if the town will vote to approve under undesignated tax payments to be add apply to personal property taxes, if applicable, then to the oldest tax bills. Are there any, is there any discussion? Hearing none. Please vote on Article 11.
All in favor?
Any
Opposed?
opposed? I wish it was abstentions. I always forget that word. Any abstentions? A group I used to moderate all the time used to say abstentions. Number 12, to see if the
Motion
town,
passed.
beg your pardon?
Did 11 pass?
Yes, 11 passed.
Thank
To see if the town will vote to appropriate $50,000 for asbestos for the town, using tree growth reimbursement of $50,000 as offset. The select board recommend approval. Second, all right. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none.
All in favor?
All in favor? All opposed? Is there anybody abstaining? Motion carried. Number 13, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $9,000 to set the compensation of the select board members for the town. The selectmen recommend approval. Second, good. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Opposed? We should give you a little blue card. Oh, you are? Okay. That's how I know. Oh, in my town, just so you're aware, I'm going to answer your question. In my town, we know that you're a voting member of the town. Does
Your town?
Because the moderator does not know all of you. I don't know you.
You asked if I was opposed. I'm opposed. That's all I said. Raise my hand to oppose. Did I or did I not?
That's how I know you're a voting member. Okay.
You'd be allowed in here. No.
There are people here who are not voting members. They're like, yeah.
Well, I don't know why it's funny. I don't know.
To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $299,000 for payroll and benefits for the town. The select board recommend approval. Okay. Is there any discussion? Okay. I hear none, so all in favor of number 14? Good. All opposed? It's been moved, the motion carries. Number 15, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $38,000 for insurances for the town. The select board recommends approval. Is there any discussion? All right, come on up. John.
My name is John King. I'd like to commend Ray on putting together this, the articles, putting together as I was the chair of the budget committee. I commend Ray for a lot of the effort and time he put into it. Since we're a statutory town, we're banging the main state law. The budget committee only can advise the selectmen on issues in a independent view of the town manager's proposed budget. There's going to be, to make it quick for everybody who wants to go home, there's a lot of articles in here that the board took into consideration from the budget committee and went ahead and approved these articles that we're voting on here today. Now, the budget committee's recommendations after the select board has voted for can make recommendations. And I am here, making a recommendation on Article 15. This is one of the issues where Ray was above last year. Without it, I would like to have, explanation from the select board to explain exactly why they felt it was necessary to go up to $7,000. But I make a motion that we go ahead and vote no on this. And we can go right to last year's 2026 budget, unless the town has reasonable explanation.
That motion is unnecessary because they can vote no. But your question, why did they choose to do that? That's a good question. And here, the select board.
And to keep,
You can vote no.
the finger point, please, to be keep, back down one minute. And the cap, please. I know you're from another town.
Contract work.
All right.
Expenses are. Here's.
Well, you can't.
We don't,
Can't hear you.
I said the increase is from workers' comp insurance increases. That's not something that's within our control. And if you don't pay the amount they ask, we don't cover.
It just seems like a lot of it's, that's a 9% increase from. Over last year.
It is the last
Double.
All right,
Oh,
yeah, we didn't budget enough last year. We overshot the budget. So we put it in higher this year so we wouldn't overshoot the budget for that line item. So,
The more contract work we do, the more we pay in workman's comp.
Yeah. yeah, the more contract work we do, the more we pay in workers' comp. So we didn't have enough in the budget last year.
is there any more discussion? Feel free to ask them what you need to ask them. Just ask. Okay. So hearing no more discussion, all in favor of number 15? Okay, all opposed?
There's
Motion
motion.
carried. Insurance and travel. To see if the town will vote to raise approximately $88,770 for operating expenses for the town. The select board recommends approval.
Right.
Okay, motion in a second. Is there any more discussion? It's John.
Please, be respectful. Please, I can announce. Please. This article here, article number 16 is an example how Ray worked diligent on the budget and came up with what the budget committee also recommended, that last year we over budgeted in this article. Ray looked at it, we looked at the numbers, we looked at the actual expenses, and that's why you notice that there's a decrease this year. This is favorable by the budget committee and hopefully our town. Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of Article 16, signify. All opposed? Motion carries. Number 17, to see if the town will vote to appropriate $500 for the
15. Yeah, oh, sorry. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
To see if the town will vote to appropriate $500 for the comprehensive plan for the town, using clerk fees of $500 to offset. The selectmen recommend approval. Great. Is there any discussion? That being said, all in favor of Article 17? All opposed? 17 passed. 18, to see if the town will vote to appropriate $287,900 for the fire portion of the fire and rescue department, using fire department township 7 contract funds of $2,100 as offset, and to raise funds of $285,800. The select board recommend approval.
Well,
It's removed in second. Do you want to, any discussion? Is that what you wanted?
Just
Okay. Is there a discussion?
Yeah.
And you're going to discuss too? Go ahead. You can, Lisa. Yeah, you do.
I'd like to, once again, being on part of the budget committee, I'd like to point out the reason, other than what we recommended a lot lower, but the, select board approved this. But the reason for the increase from year to year is the state of Maine passed, legislation LD 444, where it was imposing that insurance companies pay for cancer screening for every single member of the fire department, volunteer, every single year. And that was for the insurance company. However, since the insurance company we have doesn't cover any cancer screening, then the town has decided to pick up the $22,000 for each member of the fire department. So if they wanted cancer screening every single year, they go pay for it out of their pocket, get a receipt, turn it into the fire chief, and then the fire chief turns it into his department costs, and then that gets compensated to the volunteer fire person. So the reason for this year is compliance with the law, and the fire chief is well aware of the passage of the law, and that's why the budget committee recommended at least the $22,000 for cancer screening.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none.
right here.
Look, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was looking that way.
Right up. Gerald Herbs. So. My question is to the town manager and the select board on this one. I was one of the town citizens that went to, every. And was part of it. Well, we submitted tonight for the budget committee. The approval for the fire department was $263,000. Now tonight, we come in here, 287,900. You want to explain that?
Yeah, as John just mentioned, the reason for the increase was the cancer screening.
Oh, that's what the election approved that in the budget.
You were there for that select board meeting. We talked about the exact same numbers that we left that day. You were there.
No, he wasn't there. He was at the day.
It just makes me curious how a fire department in 2021 had a $101,000 budget. 6 years later, it has a $300,000 budget. Explain that now. I'll do that to you guys, for the fire chief. Really like to hear him, but on yeah.
Costs go up every year, but the
Costs go up, why do they go up so much?
And then you saw this with the PFAS chemicals and all the lawsuits, it makes sense to pay attention.
No, it doesn't make sense to go up over $200,000 from fire.
Then it goes to others.
Is there any other discussion? She's hiding. All right. Number 18, all in favor? Raise your card. All opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. To see if the town will vote to appropriate $108,000 for the EMT portion of the Fire and Rescue Department using EMT transport wage reimbursements of $10,000 as offset and to raise funds of $90,800. The selectmen recommend approval. It has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Just come right up to the microphone. I,
So. If you tell you want the figures, it's 100,800 as opposed to the 1 that you're asking. I just want to point that out, maybe that is, the motion needs to be reordered or to the chapter.
It's a typo.
The typo. It's a typo.
what's the correct?
It's 100,800. If you get up the wage reimbursement and the phrase funds, it is correct. So you should, so here.
Which number be?
It's this. This is wrong. So you should re-say 100,800.
Okay.
So start with that, and then that's what it has to be. So to see if the town will raise and appropriate this number with that offsetting that. Get me? It makes sense. Yeah, 100,800.
All right. Please wait. I've been told by the powers that be who have some idea what's going on. It's $100,800. The other was a typo. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
So, can you elaborate, since we're here to do the business of what's written in the article? With the offset of $10,000, you're asking us to raise 90,800. And, the clarification, since we got two opposing numbers, how do you justify which one is the error? Is it the 90,000 or the 108? Because I would like to believe, being on the budget committee and the great work that Ray has been doing, is lower from 2026 from 2027, and we're all on a budget. Either to come up with a solid answer, or I recommend that we go ahead and table this until the selectmen can clarify and take that adjustment at the selectmen meetings.
John, we can't table it. We can either vote to pass it or fail it. And if we fail it, it goes back to last year's budget.
You can table it.
It'll go back to last year's budget.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. And is that what?
I'm answering your question this way. He asked why, how did you know which number was correct?
Well, if you add 10,000 to the 9,800, you get 100,800. Then if you look under the column labeled 2027, it's 100,800.
When you ask a question, we'll try to get you an answer.
Okay, with the explanation that Mike just gave me, that instead of, if our choices are going back to 2026 or 2027, I recommend that we just do 2027, because that will save us $1,000. Or, yeah.
Hello. Brian.
Good evening, I'd like to amend this warrant article to say, to see if the town will vote to appropriate 100,800. That, so it's changing that number from the 108 to 100,800. And that way, the rest of the article was consistent with that.
Who made the motion? Julie? I'm sorry, the original motion? Okay, are you willing to take up on the amendment? Okay. And do you understand what she asked? And was that seconded? Oh, that was you, I see. All right. So she's absolutely add, we changed the number so it comes up to 100,800. So it's correct in all the points. All in favor of that amendment? All opposed? All right. So now that it's on the warrant, $100,800 numbers. So is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of Article 19? All opposed? Motion carried. See if the town will vote to approve $58,555 for the transfer station using track sticker, $16,000, demo, $3,000, township 7 contract revenues, $450 as offset, and to raise funds of $39,105. The selectmen recommend approval. The moved and seconded, is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor of Article 20? All opposed? Any extensions? People put their flag up and right back down and not cancel everybody, it's just fun. Okay, 21, to see if the town will vote to appropriate $787,200 for the town roads using motor vehicle excise revenue of $255,000. We're at, I don't know what that was, funds of $27,760 and paving reserves $36,240 as offset, and to raise funds of $468,200. Anyone? Yes.
Between the 2026 and 2027 budgets, there were some overages, to say the least, with bond and sand, so. But the way the wording was last year, on the roads, were, there was money taken out of reserve and put into the general fund. And later on, one of the articles are gonna show that things are gonna be put into reserve account and stay in reserve accounts. So, and the same thing I said last year, our 13.1 miles of roads have been in disrepair for, oh, so long. Now, if anybody's been attending the meetings, right now, I think the last meeting, the select board was trying to make a decision on which road they're gonna tackle next. I personally made a recommendation that the road that is ready and ready to be paved, and something got done last year because it was ready to go, is the Moranci Road. There's not much work that needs to be done with the Moranci Road. It hasn't had any attention, and anybody who's got good memory, that also long time. So if the board is willing to go ahead, we gotta address every single mile of our road. Year after year, we can continue, it wouldn't take that long to go ahead and get our roads, all of them. Especially if we go up the end of town, it looks like a bomb went off. So if we can just address the urgent needs, and we can go to the Thorn Road next year, if recommended, but we need to be diligent and keep our funds into reserve accounts so that they don't get taken out and put some nitty-gritty that blow up some fireworks. So even though that there were mistakes made, I, on the budget committee, as chairperson, do recommend that we go ahead with the 2027 budget proposal.
Is there any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of number 21? All opposed? Any abstentions? 21. Which is the date today? To see if the town will vote to appropriate $102,000 for town properties using rental revenue of $32,100, interest on checking of $40,000, interest on tax of $15,000, veterans reimbursement $1,000 as offset, and to raise funds of $13,900. The selectmen recommend approval. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
I'll just yell it from here. So if we're just asking to raise from the 13,900, is that the same thing with a mistake made? Are we voting on 13,900, or we voting on the higher
Voting on every,
of 102? And if we're hiring on the 102, I recommend to go back to 2026 budget.
Would be a question for the selectmen?
Yes, we're voting on the 102, but we're only asking for 13,000
in taxes.
from the tax thing. Because everything else was reimbursed.
Revenues.
Okay,
Oh. For 13.
all right. There's no more discussion, or here no more. So all in favor of passing number 22? Excellent. All opposed? Passes. 23, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $7,250 for the community events for the town. The selectmen recommend approval. Is there any discussion?
Real quick, on behalf of all the Sullivan dogs, they don't like.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none? Number 23, all in favor? All opposed? No dogs in the room? Carries. Number 24, to see if the town will vote to appropriate $5,000 for general assistance using lien fee revenue of $5,000 as offsets. The move and second, is there any discussion? Great, all right. Number 26, all in favor of 26?
24.
24, yeah. All in favor, all opposed? You had eyes like I'm be so impressed. 25, to see if the
24,
town.
24 pass?
Yes, it passed.
Thank you.
To see if the town will vote to appropriate $18,600 for code enforcement using building permit revenue of $2,500 and to raise funds of $16,100. The move and seconded.
I'm waiting for. Okay,
You know what it is.
yeah.
I can't say your name because you get mad at me, so.
Okay, we basically hired a code enforcer, rather like, a couple of years. In attending the select board meeting every month, which this many people would show up, get involved. But it appears to me that the code enforcer who works for several other towns has been creating more and more work, willy-nilly, that's going, no transparency. It just comes to the board and says, I'm doing more work. So I need more money. So, however, if you're looking at the, building permits that, we do every year, the town acreage is not getting any bigger. There's no big, huge developments going in. There's no big, huge projects going in. No housing projects, stuff like that. I cannot see that the amount of work that the code enforcer is doing has to be increased year after year after year by saying, oh, I gotta do more computer work. I gotta drive across the only 13 miles of road in our town, not driving from other towns to come here. And there's no transparency on the mileage he's turning in. There's no records provided to the budget committee. It's just, I'm doing more work. I want more money. So the budget committee and personally myself, I don't see really generating revenue for the town. So I'm opposed to this and let it fall to 2026. But thank you.
Is there any more discussion? Here, oh, yes, yes.
Health officer.
Who is the health office?
I don't live in this town. Who is your health officer?
Why can't we hear it? So ask both of them.
You know why? I can tell you why. It's really easy. That way, I don't try to sway you, and I wouldn't have a vote. If you were up here, you would have no vote.
And fine. Especially for you to sit up there and.
Well, I know.
Like TV. He's guy that lives in the town. Why can't he speak without you laughing? It's making jokes. At least let him have his opinion.
What am I thinking when I laugh?
But
How do you know what
This
I'm
is,
thinking?
this is blue, correct the bird, and octagon with light that says stop. Thanks. Thank you.
I never like it in city. It's I'm thinking, yes.
There's a quick question. Do we have a health office?
Yes.
Do we have a health officer?
Plumbing inspector.
Plumbing inspector, was the answer.
Okay. Well, that's very funny.
Code enforcement.
What is the definition?
It's under the definition of the plumbing inspector.
As code enforcement, he's also the plumbing inspector, so you have to make sure. You know. So all right, sanitary conditions for that. Right. Our code enforcement. Same person.
It's a little bit confusing. It's the same person, but we code it differently in the general ledger, so that's why you see two code. It's a little confusing because it's the same person, but the work he does gets coded differently because we have to track it separately. So that's why you see the two different codes on there, one for code enforcement and one for health. It gets tracked separately on our book.
He just changes it.
Yes,
Very good, Doctor. Not challenging this, but it does seem a little startling to me that the code enforcement officer gets $18,000 a year and the selectmen only get $3,000. I don't, somehow that doesn't jive in my mind.
selectmen get a stipend, the code enforcement officer, it's his job.
It's his salary.
It's his job, and each
It's a stipend as well.
each community pays for the code enforcement officer. And it's one of the reasons it's higher this year is because we have a new code enforcement officer, and he charges more than the old one did. So
Get a new one.
Is there any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of Article 25? All in favor, all opposed, Article 25. Article 25 passes. Article 26, to see if the town will vote to appropriate $3,850 for animal control using dog fee revenue of $500 and to raise funds of $3,350. The selectmen recommend approval. Is there any discussion? Yes.
So where was the animal control officer when we had lands that were perhaps in the open? Across the highway from our children. Getting them animal control. And they still were free in the front yard.
That was when we were contracted with, Hancock County, and they quit, passed off the duties to the female. He quit, and now we're looking for another one. So right now, we have to go to the state.
I think they have to hire a new animal control officer, so. If they have one in the near future, I don't know if it's able to go one. Sure.
Thank you. Yes, person?
Yeah, I would just like to point out that, and everybody welcome our youngest and newest member of our town. And it sounds like I just heard that person had the voice of well. Thank you.
Seeing none, all in favor of 26? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. 27, to see if the town will vote to appropriate $18,500 for parks and recreation program using IFW boat excise fees, $1,600, IFWH fees, $500, summer park reserves, $2,500, playground reserves, $180 as offset, and to raise funds of $13,720. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right. All in favor of 27? All opposed? Motion has been carried. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $4,000 for the Frenchman Bay Regional Shellfish Conservation. The select board recommend approval. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All righty. All in favor of 28? Very good. All opposed? The motion has been carried. To see if the town will vote to appropriate $9,000 for the harbor department using boat ramp fees of $2,000, mooring fees of $2,000, motor vehicle agent fees as offset, and to raise funds of $5,000. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Oops. All right, all in favor? Opposed? It passed. Number 30, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $5,000 for the age-friendly committee. The selectmen recommend approval. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, all in favor? All opposed? Excellent. Motion carried. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $38,000 for the cemetery. The select board recommend approval. Second. Is there any discussion? It has been moved and seconded. Seeing none, all in favor of Article 31? All opposed? Article 31 passes. Article 32, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $16,425 for contributions. The select board recommend approval. It's been moved and seconded. Are there any discussions? Hearing none, all in favor of Article 32? All opposed? Article 32 passes. Article 33, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $31,000 for community services, including Frenchman Bay Library, Sorrento Sullivan Recreation Center, Sullivan Harbor Historical Society, and the Student National Byway. The select board recommend approval. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? You saw him first. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll sit right.
Oh, okay.
No, okay, wait. Okay. Article 32, right?
Three,
John.
33.
What happened to 32?
It passed.
We just passed it.
We passed it.
Oh, 33. Okay, then real quick, if anybody, can get a chance to go with the British pantry, general option, I would recommend it. It's a lot of fun, it's a good cause, and you didn't have to get up to pay anything. Thank you. It's July 16th, 18th, I'm sorry. And they just posted, they're gonna have a boat and a trailer and a lot of good fun.
You still want to say something? It's your turn.
I think we should, have a discussion on 33. Because of what happened this year. Where when the people were running for selectmen. We tried to have a little meet and greet, make it fair, if people out seen. We had contacted the recreation center. To ask to use it. The president said we could use it, and then just before our scheduled day to use it, she called us and said we couldn't. So. We have a community center for our town, we can't use it. And that's $20,000 a year we're giving to this place. I mean, that's something they should keep in mind when they make political decisions. What say you? Well, that's wishing for you guys. But
Would you recommend it?
Any other discussion? Any other discussion? No. Is there any other discussion?
Question was, why should we give that money if it's really?
Well, I think we should take it and have a discussion.
No, but it's okay. All right, so the recreation center made that choice because it was against the policy, and is you guys didn't have a strong,
But they changed the policy.
no, the policy was in effect.
I'm co-president of the rec center. There was a mistake made when originally authorizing that there should have been a discussion amongst the board because of the time restriction. It was before 30 days and you actually have it and it didn't change anything. It's in our policy that we have to.
You guys had it in your lap for long enough, you could have said no right off the bat. One place to plan to make it rain next last minute. We had to use the gondola.
I understand the confusion and the frustration, I truly do. However, there was, again, a misunderstanding of what type of event that was happening with
What
The
type of
entire-
event was it?
the entire board wasn't present for the authorization of that, and it did go against our policy. That's all. Outside of that, the rec center does really need the funds that
our raise in order to fix what we have already up there.
You shouldn't be denying people of the constitutional rights. That's what I'm saying, and that's what you did.
I understand that. We have recently had another meeting, we have discussed all of those events. We have decided to be very thorough, addressing of all policies so that they are available for everyone in the town. And we do also, like with the select board, we have a meeting once a month and I truly invite everyone. I want people to come. Nobody comes to the meeting, nobody gets involved with the rec center. Please, for the love of God, come. Get involved. I'm tired. I do a lot of cleaning here. I do a lot of cooking. I do a lot of events because this town matters to me. Our children matters to me. And so this building matters to me. That's what we're doing.
But this building is for everybody.
It is, and from now on, anytime you have an event like that in the future, please,
That's what
please,
I'm.
will come to our meeting, because we meet. And that way you can address it to the board, and it can be deliberated, but you absolutely should have had the ability to have your event. We just would have needed to have it fit the policy, that's all.
Okay, to bring clarity to this is, as a candidate for this year, as a select person, we put together a community selectmen's debate that was gonna be for my kingdom, but he had other difference. Shielded, who was very gracious and accepted because his concern was for the community, myself, and it was moderated by Jerry. It was put on the website, and so at the start of it, I was looking for a venue that we could hold it. I contacted Mrs. Stanley, who was very kind and gracious, and put it on the calendar. However, it was explained to me by a board member that they are in control over political event. However, this is a political event. And to have a private organization, a private board with the president, dictating against the laws of Maine. The laws of Maine state that it has to be politically, that our annual meeting has to be accessible by everybody in the town of Sullivan who's a voter. So let's say if Mr. Officer had kicked somebody out for trespassing out of this building, then he would have to uphold the third party private organization to prevent a qualified voter from attending tonight's meeting, which goes against the laws of Maine. If we're having a political event like tonight, which is political, then it's open. It should not be controlled by a third party. It's controlled by the town of Sullivan and its voters. So actually having a third party controlling on what you can do, when you can do it, who can attend, violates the annual meeting laws of the state of Maine. So there lies the problem for our town. If we want to continue having political events, even though it was explained to me, and I understood it 100%, their policies, and that they're a third party and they're private, but it goes against us holding a political event like an annual town meeting under the laws of Maine. So we need to start thinking in the future, when we hold a political event like an annual meeting, we need to start thinking of a different venue, because it can be within 25 miles of the town of Sullivan. We can pick a different venue that is not going to control what is said and the voices, especially the newest voices, and that are going to be living in this town forever, that everybody has a right to voice their voice. And I thank everybody for putting up to me and allowing me to have my voice, because I'm speaking for the people that can't be here, that have been trespassed from this property, that do not have the opportunity given to them to attend and find out more of what this town is about. So going forward, I think the selectmen should take that in consideration, and also, I mean, be fiscal responsibility with the amount of money that we're giving a third party that
Move the question.
condones.
There's been a motion to move the question. We must stop and have this, all in favor of moving the question? All opposed? The question is moved. All in favor of number 33, to see if the town will vote to raise appropriate $31,000 for community services. All opposed? It's carried.
And thank you.
Number 34, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $152,280 for county tax and contingency. The select board recommend approval. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's just vote then. All in favor of 34? All opposed? It carried. Number 35, to see if the town will vote to accept and appropriate for the purposes of which they are received the proceeds of grants made to the town during the town's fiscal year by the federal or state government, their agencies or authorities, or other funding organizations, to see if the town will vote to authorize the municipal officers on behalf of the town to apply for such grants, provided that any necessary funding, matching funds be appropriated by town meeting, and that any
Substantive.
Say it again?
Substantive.
Substantive.
There you go.
What are substantial conditions other than standard grant condition regarding spending only for the purpose for which the grant is made to be approved by the town meeting, non-discrimination, payment of prevailing wages, and similar administrative matters also must be approved and accepted by the municipal officers. My word, yes.
My goodness.
I was gonna ask for discussion. I thought that's why your hand was up. All right, all in favor of number 35? All opposed? 35 carries. 36, to see if the town will vote to authorize. I said,
You said you were waiting for a second. I said that it's already a second.
I said, I hadn't said discussion. I said any discussion. I said that you didn't hear me.
Now it's too late.
I'm sorry you didn't hear me because I did say any discussion and then I see another thing.
You spend your money. That's all you're doing. You're trying to get some, then spend it. However they want. And that's why our taxes are going up and up and up and up and up.
It's grant money.
It's ridiculous.
It's grant money.
36, why didn't make me read that again? Number 36, to see if the town will vote to authorize the selectmen to cover over expenditures in any budgeted amount by taking funds either from unexpended balances in any other budgeted accounts or from surplus, undesignated fund balance, or both, as the selectmen may, in their discretion, determine. Is there any discussion?
Yeah. You're blending that. Jake, you're blending that. And spend it any way you want. Any way they want. Any way they want. Not anything they need. And there's no discussion. No receipt, there's nothing. Well, that can do it. I do.
Don?
Just a quick question because the select,
Let us speak on.
the over expenditure in any budget taken from the fund. Does that include the reserve debt? No, thank you.
Is there any other discussion?
It's nothing over here. So who can, it can be spent any way you want to spend it, right?
If selectmen, please.
Hi, guys. In other words, the money can be spent any way you guys want it to be spent, is that right?
If there's an overage on any line,
Is there what?
like, if they overspent in, say, office supplies and it was, we don't have a reserve account for that, then we can use undesignated fund to cover that over. But it can't be drawn from any other accounts reserve account.
Okay. Will that make any sense? It's right, yeah. He's one of our longest residents, okay? This guy's owned Dunbar store, all of his relatives. Before that,
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, on number 36, all in favor? All opposed? You're all sure. I think people are looking at this one. 37, to see if the town will vote to increase the maximum property tax limit established by state law in the event that the municipal budget approved at this town meeting results in tax commitment in excess of maximum property tax levy otherwise allowable, such that the increased maximum property tax levy hereby established will equal the amount committed by state law. The vote on this one must be handwritten. Oh, she's written.
That would be this piece of paper.
You all have white papers? You want to vote? Don't have any motion?
John said discussion.
All right, so, okay, all right, John, Mr. Orange Hat.
I like, Philip Dunbar, a great person. I've known him forever. Been a taxpayer in this town. There is a reason why the state of Maine puts a cap on the amount that you can increase. And that's so that towns don't over budget to start coming up with some expenditures that they should have, put into reserve account. Now you gotta build a new roof, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. If you're doing fiscal responsibility and you're maintaining your budget, Ray has done an excellent job this year. I commend him again. No, really, yeah. Keeping the budget, even down from last year. Last year, I would have to say he did a horrible job in budget because we blew the budget really bad. But that's my opinion, I regret. But there's a reason why that we have to handwrite our vote to make sure that it's clear, crystal clear, that we're willing to let them raise the tax beyond what the state is going to allow. And I don't know about everybody behind me, they seem to be against me,
Excuse me.
but I'm on the budget.
Excuse me, it's not beyond what the state will allow.
The state has a maximum, that's why.
Right.
So
We go
there's
just-
no reason we can't stay under the maximum.
I agree.
And I've talked about this for year after year. And I think it was tabled on.
No, you just made a statement that said beyond what the state would allow, and I'm just correcting your statement. We cannot go beyond what the state allows.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But we should not be authorizing, I have a hard time paying for the taxes as it is. I don't have an unlimited amount of funds that I can get throw around. I think we need to be more fiscally responsible. We need to stay within our budget, just like every single thing has to think of before they go on a trip to Disney World. whether the car comes first or vacate, and that same responsibility needs to be made with that same small town. We are not generating more money in this town. We're just keep taxing the same people year after year after year. And so I am against this article, and I hope anyone who pays taxes is against it.
So our school budget over the last 2 years has gone up 20%. Will our state tax go up this year, 5%? Or was it more than that? Asking. Will our state tax go up this year?
The wood tax,
What
What
percentage?
percentage did our state tax go up this year?
state tax, the county tax went up. Oh, hold on. A percentage, I couldn't tell you, but it went up from 140,000 to 152,000.
How many people have increased in, how high has the population increased in Sullivan in the last 2 years?
That I do not know.
Ms. Clark? It's something you should know. When you're asking for more taxes out of people that are taxed to death already. For nothing. We don't have anything. Our roads don't get fixed, our trees don't get trimmed off the roads. Nothing.
Sorry,
So-
just a second.
So why? Why is that?
Please refer to the people who can do anything. Don't talk like to her or him. They can't do anything. Talk to the people who are the ones who want to raise your taxes.
Explain that how you need to raise our taxes to the maximum. To the state maximum. Give us all an education on why we need to pay the maximum amount of taxes to the state. And let you charge us.
Do that. We're not,
Say it loud enough.
we're not raising your taxes. This doesn't raise your taxes.
We're at 90 already.
Currently.
No,
We're on this like
It did-
every year.
it did-
We're not even close.
So I mean,
It did
we're
not.
going back to last year too.
yes.
This is a
It's something you have
contingent,
to vote on.
this is a contingency that's in every
Every,
meeting that says if by some reason the budget that we pass tonight exceeds the taxes mill rate that we have in place, it gives us the authority to raise it up to the state limit. At least last year, we weren't even close.
Nope.
So
Then fine, that's all we need. No problem.
yep, that's your prerogative. Yeah, you guys vote on this. Yep.
This is gonna be, written out.
Yep.
And, I know you got up the pen up there. What do? You have to collect it? Or you put it in the box?
All right. Anybody needs a pen? Right here.
Leaving, are you? You're not leaving, are you? I smile a lot because when I don't, I have these huge lines. They said, "You're up your tea," and you go, "No, I'm smiling." See, yellow lines. That's my little.
Tommy.
Like that, you did. Nobody's trying to be building a living.
I thought we were in a time.
Okay. 6 to go. 6 articles to go.
Kid, I always talk to him. My father used to say, "Yep, she was vaccinated with a phonograph." Is everybody ready to vote? Have you all brought to bed? This might be. All right, would you say you have six?
And Jasper, are we gonna wait for that, or are we gonna continue on?
We'll continue.
She said continue. I would check, double check with her. Just in case.
That's wrong. I don't know. I mean, I just said, well, I have to wait till it's time to go far to go on, so no, it's a company. Pass on the lemonade.
Yeah.
And Bob.
It's a very constructive individual that gets up to speed purposely for things to really, a lot of the things he comes to say are to inform everybody else. It's the in-depth of what's there.
What he said wasn't bad, but he just doesn't stop. If you say like, don't get the skunk, it'll spray you.
Oh,
Don't get the skunk, it'll spray you, and that will really bother you because I didn't point.
right.
Article number 37, I believe we're on.
Yes.
We have 32 yeses, 16 noes, so the motion carries.
38, see if the town will vote for taking of failed lives this year for the year 2027 for people waters in the town of Sullivan being regulated by the selectmen according to the general laws of the state of Maine and the town of Sullivan. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Jesus. Hearing none. All in favor of number 38? All opposed? Motion carries. Number 39, to see if the town will vote to appropriate all unexpected funds at the end of the fiscal year, current and future years, from the fire department and EMT accounts with the fire department EMT capital account to be used for the major repair and purchase of fire and EMS vehicles with an initial contribution of $40,000 in addition to the unexpended.
Uncompleted set. Addition to the unexpended what?
Okay,
Funds.
so it was moved and seconded. Now we can have discussion.
Not written out for.
Was there a word miss?
Funds.
Should have been a period or just unexpended.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just missing period. Yeah.
I understand it's missing a period.
It's a comment, so.
I have been recognized.
I didn't point.
Thank you. Real question, this is a question for the head of the fire department. As I explained earlier about the cancer screening that is now mandatory, and it's a yearly thing that we have to appropriate the fund for. If by chance that a member of the volunteer fire department doesn't want to do cancer screening, because I did it last year, and I don't want to do it this year, maybe next year or something like that. So the question is the head of the department that this needs to be a reserve item so that the funds, the $22,000 that we need to come up this year to cover everybody. We don't just throw that away, which is not being fiscal responsible. We need to reserve that for next year so that every single year we don't have to keep raising $22,000 and we throw it away so we can use it somewhere else. That's not being responsible to the law or to the firemen or our cancer screening. So if the head of the department would like to explain that he will keep that in the cancer screening intake so that we always have it for coverage whenever we need it. And if we build that up to an exorbitant amount, because after so many years it gets up to $100,000, then we don't have to come to the town and ask for 22,000 more, and 22,000 more, and 22,000 more. It's just doesn't make any common sense. So I'd like to hear from the head of that department.
Yeah, asking to amend that to add in cancer screening.
Yeah, we have to.
Is that what we're asking for?
Do you want to speak?
Well, the fire chief. Well, the fire chief is here, and I really like you. But he is the head. Anybody who is worried that he's not the head. I'd like to hear him. Mike does a good guy. He really, be honest with you. And I was.
Amendment. Amendment.
Okay. So taking into account what John says, I agree, 100%.
Thank you.
So let's make an amendment to 39 that all unexpended funds out of fire department EMT accounts, except the cancer screening, goes into this EMT, the fire department EMT capital. The cancer line will go into a reserve account for future.
I second the amendment.
Who initially, I think it was him, who initially moved this question? Did you initially move it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you willing to have a friendly amendment? All right. The original man who moved the question is willing to have a friendly amendment. Would you like to restate it? Did you all understand what he said? You don't need to restate it. All right. All in favor of our fire chief's amendment? All opposed? Motion carries. The amendment carries. Now,
I keep my.
to see if the town, oh, I already read that. So, all in favor of the original, amended motion. 39. So, okay. Yeah. All in favor? All opposed? See, town will vote to appropriate all unexpended funds at the end of the fiscal year, current and future years, from the town roads and town roads capital account to be used for paving of roads. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none. Number 40, all in favor of number 40? All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. 41, to see if the town will vote to appropriate all unexpended funds at the end of the fiscal year, current and future years, from the town properties account and to the town properties capital account to be used for the major repair and long-term maintenance of town buildings. Okay, so moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Kind of covered last. Or you could go on to move and appropriate. Why are all these accounts and reserve accounts?
That's what they're talking about.
Well, they're not putting that word on there.
Oh,
Capital account and reserve account are different. Capital account is to talk about future capital investments, and reserve account is used a little differently. So to make sure we're saving money to do capital expenditures, we're labeling it as a capital account.
Okay, well, this. How much the town moving last year into this account?
At the end of the fiscal year, any monies left over will go into the account. We won't know until the end of the fiscal year.
With that.
The end of the fiscal year hasn't happened.
It's essentially what the budget committee asked us.
Well, it's just, you're asking the town people to let you have permission to move money where you need or to start paying where you need, but you don't want to tell us how much you're gonna do.
We'll tell you when we do it.
Right, that's the problem. Is there's, you just do it. Nobody knows.
This is the recommendation of the budget committee, Jerry, that we're doing this.
Moderator recognizes the man. Well, you told me not to call you John.
Let's begin anyway. This is a question to the selectmen, as being on the budget committee. The town roads capital account can only be spent on the town roads, isn't that correct?
Correct.
So quite similar, we're gonna be able to build up this account. And we're going to address the needs of our roads. And going forward, maybe in another 10 years, our roads are pretty decent. Unless they get torn up by something. So it's, I'm in favor, and the budget committee was in favor of the capital account so that our roads can be addressed.
This is town property.
Does anybody else want to speak to this? Okay.
It's 41. Yeah.
Okay, so 41. All in favor of 41? Opposed? But see? Everyone is done. It passed. 42, to see if the town will vote to appropriate all unexpended funds at the end of the fiscal year, current and future years, from the Parks and Recreation account to the Parks and Recreation capital account to be used for the major repair and improvement to the Parks and Recreation assets.
Fine. Don't worry.
It's been moved and seconded already. Oh,
Just real quick,
Mr. Whatever.
Keenan.
Keenan.
thank you. Man, I would have liked to move one thing tonight, but somebody beat me to it all night long, so thank you. That's all. And, it's been a wonderful week.
Is there any other discussion? Okay, number 42. All in favor of 42? All opposed? Any abstentions? It passed. 43, yes, we've been waiting for this. 43, to see if the town will authorize the select board to apply on behalf of the town for federal financing assistance under the provisions of the Land and Water Conservation Fund Act, Public Law 88-578, for the development of Sullivan Play Area Improvement Project and further authorize select board to enter into land and water conservation and fund project agreement with the state subsequent to federal approval of the project. If town tax appropriations are being used for all or part of the local share of the project costs, the town must raise the funds through town meeting. The local sponsor is obligated to pay all costs of the project upfront. Therefore, there may be the need to authorize the borrowing of funds which will be repaid by federal reimbursement. We have a side of the room, so. You want to explain something?
Yeah.
The town for the town to apply for this grant, the townspeople had a vote for the town to apply.
This is for the skateboard park.
This is for the skateboard. This is for the whole
The skate-
skateboard park and all the improvements to the playground. The rules for the federal government is the people have to vote to say that we can apply. Not just we can apply and you vote to use the funds, you vote to apply for the funds.
There's no cost to the town upfront on this.
No.
At all. There's no cost to the taxpayers upfront on this. This is just a requirement that says the town has to approve it before we can actually apply for the federal reimbursement funds for it.
We do have another warrant article that talks about accepting grant funds. I submitted it to them. They said insufficient. You have to name us. Okay. That's why the extra warrant article, specifically naming them.
What if somebody gets hurt on this new playground thing?
Did you hear her?
We have insurance.
You have insurance?
Mhm.
Yeah, we haven't.
The whole playground.
Existing one, and we would discover the new one as well. Has this been a motion for approval?
Is there a motion in a second?
It's been a motion.
So
What do you do without using the figure?
Just clarifying. Will we have an opportunity to, because I know that, I went through the proposal, there was a lot of young people involved. I reached out to them and I said, you really should get involved in putting information out there to the public on how this is going to benefit the town of Suffolk. Now, if we go ahead, with this, we are utilizing Sullivan Lane, that it's gonna be citizen. And whether or not it's the best use of the town, that's why I asked the young people to go out there and really speak up for the project. Will we have an opportunity when it comes time to dig into our pocketbooks to vote whether or not we approve the money or not? And with that, I'd like to thank the board, the selectmen, the deputy moderator, the clerk, and everybody that has attended tonight, because this shows that we are interested in our town. And I'll probably be the first one out, so I don't get lost filming.
Is there any other discussion? Yes.
Hi, my name is Bill Crocco, and I'm speaking in support of the Land and Water Conservation Fund grant application. To help us transform Sullivan's recreational park into what has the potential to become one of the state's finest. Our small town is a gateway to the Scoot Scenic Byway, just minutes from Acadia National Park. Our recreational park was one of the first things that visitors see when they come across that bridge and start their journey. I think we should make every effort to create a welcoming, aesthetically pleasing, healthy destination, not only for our local and state residents, but for visitors tired from a long drive to stop, get some exercise, get off their phones, and let the kids play, have a picnic, and get to know us, get to know our community. Not just beeline it for the student group. The grant money would allow us to upgrade
not only a skate park, but basketball court. Maybe create a dual purpose pickleball court, a little manicured green space for kids to play and kick the ball around without disappearing in the weeds and muck. A picnic area that's shaded, a place to have a picnic. The grant money would also allow my personal expertise, which is a new skate park, replacing our dated loud metal ramps with a modern smooth concrete facility. The current modular metal ramp skate park is low for riders. It's rough. It sits on asphalt. It's cracked with weeds coming through it, and it's collapsing under the heavy components of the metal ramps. That causes some buckling and issues for the riders. Aside from that, it's just lost in time. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry now. It's in the Olympics, and the terrain is just not relatable to the modern day rider. That's why if you were to go to the Bangor skate park, which is concrete, on any given weekday or weekend, you're going to see a whole different scene there. You probably will recognize some people because a lot of the skaters from around here will go the extra mile to ride, including myself. So I think we have a few here as well that I've seen out there. The current park is jolty, slippery, disruptively loud, too hot to touch on a summer day, and linear in design with no curves or connectivity. Comparing a modular skate park to concrete is like comparing a paint by number set to an open canvas to explore. Continuous, seamless flow for the rider, with every square inch of terrain usable. Right now, the metal ramp park has about 600 square feet of actual smooth surface. That being the ramps. Everything in between is just not intended for the skate park equipment that you have out there. The wheels don't drive into rough asphalt, but there's a pedal that'll help you. You won't see it, and that'll just stop when the tracks. The grant would also create a multi-generational sanctuary where locals young and old can meet and make lifelong friends with travelers from around the world. It's a unique location for a skate park, and just as I, on my vacations, vacationing families plot their points of interest ahead of time. Vacationing, skating, and biking families always Google ahead and adjust their course for quality skate parks along their path. So I'm just asking that you support this grant. It's an investment in our kids and our community and visitors as well as our local economy. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
I'm gonna try and make this very quick. My name is Walker Child, and I want to show my support for the skate park as well. Mainly because a limited amount of skate parks, many are an hour away from us by car and reachable by other means. 20 years ago, almost to the month, I was doing the same thing. I was 8 years old. I wrote a paper to my town board saying that we should get the skate park. Through writing that paper, having many meetings with the town board, we finally ended up getting a skate park. At the time, I was 8 years old. I wasn't driving with skate parks. My father is blind and could not take me. My mother was working to support her 3 children. So I was to riding 10 miles to go to the skate park. A lot of kids in this area don't have that ability to access these skate parks. So being able to use funding to develop the place that we have here in our hometown, I think would be great. So I ask for your support again. It's just for support to apply for the grant, not to build the park. Just so I don't have to say that. Thank you very much, and thank you all for your.
All in favor of Article 43? All opposed? Motion carries. my last meeting, they had stuff afterwards that were for the good of the town. Do you have anything like that here? I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Okay, second? All in favor?